Neil Cavuto had a gentleman on his show by the name of Michael Karolczyk. And this particular person was talking about President Obama's Surgeon General nominee, a lovely woman by the name of Dr. Regina Benjamin. And the woman is not the skinniest person in the world, right? So this Michael Karolczyk gentleman is talking about why she is not a good Surgeon General nominee and how she's too overweight for the job.
Uh-oh, this is going to get explosive. All right, let's watch.
Well, brilliant, dedicated, experienced, and oh yeah, fat. The president's pick for Surgeon General is fat. Not a lot fat, but enough fat for my next guest to say fat chance Dr. Regina Benjamin should even be considered Surgeon General. Michael Karolczyk says she's a bad example. Michael, CEO of the Anti-Gym. And Michael, why so anti-Dr. Benjamin?
Well, thanks again, Neil, for having me. And, you know, I've already got my bulletproof vest underneath my shirt today, so I'm safe leaving because this is going to anger a lot of your female audience. But the bottom line is Dr. Benjamin is 50 pounds overweight. She is obese. She's a size 20.
She's 50 pounds overweight? There's no way that
she's 50 pounds minimum.
She doesn't look 50 pounds overweight to me.
Oh, she is, Neil. I have a lot of experience in this. 50 to 60 pounds overweight. She is obese, and now the Surgeon General, as you know, is a symbolic position.
She's 50 to 60 pounds overweight. Then I'm a separate planet. But go ahead.
Well, you know, and by the way, Neil, we've noticed you've actually started working out. You've lost some weight, and I'm proud of that. You're looking pretty trim.
Don't you side bend here. I'm telling you. Well, okay, let's say she is what you say she is. She'd still make a darn good Surgeon General. Well, maybe that's someone with more empathy for the obesity epidemic in this country.
Okay, let's then turn the tables, Neil. Would you then want your head of the Fed Reserve to be a guy that lives in a cardboard box underneath the highway because he understands the plight of poor people and he understands how to make money work?
Well, I think given the press he's gotten, he does live in a cardboard box underneath the highway, but that's another issue. But go ahead.
Would you want Michael Jackson's doctors to be in charge of drug control of the DEA? The bottom line is it's a symbolic position, and obesity is the #1 issue facing our country in terms of the health and wellness. And she has shown, not that she was born this way, not that she woke up one day and was obese. She has shown through being lazy and making poor food choices that she's obese.
No. Now, how do you know anything about her lifestyle? There are a lot of people who might be a little fat, but they're very fit. And you might have people who seem very thin, and apparently they're not so fit. So that's a blanket indictment. If you were to say the same about races, you'd be called quite correctly a racist.
Well, you know what? You can then call me a chubbyist, because I'm telling you right now, you don't get 60 pounds overweight, Neil, by all of a sudden having a slow metabolism.
Yeah, he's not a chubbyist. He's an idiot. He has absolutely no proof or no evidence that she's 50 pounds overweight. Sure, she's not skinny, okay, but she is definitely not what I would consider obese.
Well, if you notice during the interview, he went from 50 pounds overweight to 60 pounds overweight.
Because he's a ridiculous clown.
He made an assumption about her size. He's called her size 20. And then he said, I know that she didn't get this way because of genetics, that she's lazy. Really? You followed the Surgeon General around? Should we have get a warrant out for you because you're a stalker? How the hell do you know if she's lazy or not? What kind of lifestyle she lives or what she eats?
This guy is a clown. He's making assumptions, and he's doing it to get attention. He runs this business called the Anti-Gym.
Mm-hmm.
And when you really delve into the character of this Karolczyk douchebag, you realize that he is the last person that any news organization should have on their show. And, of course, Fox News, not really a news organization.
So it makes perfect sense.
Right.
Look, I want to clarify here. Cavuto, throughout the interview, kind of challenged him, right? And said, oh, come on now, et cetera, et cetera. But why have the guy on in the first place?
Right. And not only that, okay, Neil Cavuto knows what his intro is going to be going into the story. His intro used the word fat 4 times, and it consisted of 2 sentences. All right? And it was just such a shady intro. He was basically, indicating that he thought she was fat as well.
So when Cavuto brings this guy on with a wink and a nod and calls her fat 4 times in the intro, you know exactly what he's doing. And then the guy uses the loaded word lazy. Come on. Anybody who watches Fox News, man, you've got to have your head examined. Now, on to Karolczyk. You know what this jerk does? In his gym, he does extreme training. So here are some of his methods. he will throw cupcakes at women as they run on the treadmill. Be like, is this what you want? Is this what you want? And he'd throw cupcakes at them. Okay? Okay. Another time, sometimes he handcuffs women to the stationary bike and won't let them off until, I guess, they've done enough, according to him. Okay? Other times he puts them in strippers' cages. You know how in the clubs they have strippers' cages?
Yeah. This guy is a fucking asshole.
No, but how do you feel about it?
No. I can't. First of all, his business should be illegal. Okay, his business is fucking bullshit. I'm sorry.
I don't know that I'd go that far.
No, because he's demeaning and belittling people who are having a weight problem, and that's not okay. Throwing cupcakes at people while they're on a treadmill is not okay. Handcuffing them on a treadmill is not okay. I understand that these people are dumb enough to go to this stupid gym and think that it's going to work, but it's just not okay that he's allowed to do that.
Now, don't worry about it, because they have written articles about this guy, and some say, he's a financial genius. If you see an article that calls anyone a financial genius, you can guarantee it yourself that he will be bankrupt, within a year, 5 years, whatever it is, right? And of course, what happened? The IRS raided his gym, he wasn't paying his taxes, and they shut it down. Okay, that's awesome.
Great.
Now, of course, he's going to move the gym from Colorado to perhaps California. He's got new business plans, etc., etc. How surprising is it that this guy is shady? All right, now, if you want to get even angrier, you want to get a load of the commercials he made for his gym? And then I'll tell you the backstory behind these commercials, too. Let's see the first one, Jesus.
Do you have any bottles of water I could have?
All I got is beer.
Beer?
Well, that's the only way I can get a guy to come over,
Are you serious?
let alone stay the night. And if he doesn't stay, then I need a beer.
This is pathetic. You need a beer bottle or a can to get it, man. Now I see why. A chubby eating a pie. That's why you'll never get a guy. No chubbies.
Oh, Anna, how angry are you?
No, that's the most unbelievable commercial I've ever seen.
Let me tell you, as they shot these two commercials, the one that's similar to this, there was a reporter in the room, and he kept saying throughout the commercial, when do I get to throw the pie in her face? And the director's like, hold on, you're out of order in the sequence that we're shooting in. He's like, come on, let me do it. She deserves it. Let me throw it at her. I mean, this guy is as big a misogynist as I have maybe ever seen.
Yes.
He's got issues, man. Serious mental issues.